Sarper needs to run. 90 Day Fiancé fans react to Shekinah lying about the AirTag. 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 aired a brand new episode this week on June 8, 2025, on TLC. The segment saw Shekinah find Sarper using an AirTag she had placed on his keychain without his knowledge, and the latter confronted her about the same. In her defense, she said it was to help him find his keys if he lost them, but Sarper seemed unconvinced. Fans online also commented on the couple's disagreement and supported Sarper in his claims about Shekinah tracking him without his knowledge. "I never thought I would, but I've come to really like Sarper. Shekinah seems so fake, she looks artificial and acts insincerely. She fits in perfectly with her friends, they are all the same. Sarper needs to run," one person tweeted on X, formerly Twitter. Similar reactions from fans poured in, criticizing Shekinah's actions. "I know Shekinah didn't say Sarper is trying to distract her girl, you were tracking that man and you know she was looking at the tracker app every day," a fan commented. "It's not about finding you, it's about finding the keys. If it was about the keys then Sarper would know about the AirTag. Shekinah knew what she was doing," another fan tweeted. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 called Shekinah a liar. "Shekinah, you liar. You know you put that tracker on Sarper's keys to track his ****, a fan wrote. "Sarper needs to go back to Turkey. Shekinah is a manipulator and gaslighter," another fan commented. "Sarper is right, Shekinah is marrying someone she doesn't trust. Tracking your partner secretly is crazy. I don't trust her and her friends more than Sarper," wrote another fan. Viewers of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 further shared their opinions on the interaction. Shekinah talking about she was trying to track the keys. "And now she is trying to gaslight him into believing this is normal," a person wrote. "Oh, here we go with Ken and Barbie. Shekinah, you are a liar. You put that AirTag on his key ring so you knew where he was, because you don't trust him. No, sweetheart, it's not normal for couples to share their location," another person commented. Sarper chimes in on Shekinah tracking him without his knowledge in 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 Episode 17. In 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 Episode 17, Shekinah followed Sarper to a coffee shop after the latter didn't reply to her messages or answer her calls a day before they were set to tie the knot. Upon her arrival at the coffee shop, she asked Sarper what he needed to get married and reminded him that they didn't have time. Sarper asked the 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 cast member how she found him, and she asked why it mattered. "Okay babe, I put an AirTag on your keys so that we can find the keys if they get lost," she said. Sarper was unconvinced and asked her which one on his keychain was the AirTag. She assured him that it wasn't about finding him but that she wanted to find the keys. The 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 cast member then recalled that Shekinah gave him the keychain the day he reached America and asked if she had been tracking him for the past 90 days. She denied the allegation while Sarper asked her why she didn't tell him about the tracker. Shekinah seemed hesitant to reply, so Sarper continued. He said that she gave him the tracker because she wanted to know his location and told her that he wasn't going to cheat on her, and Shekinah said she wasn't accusing him of it. The level of mistrust is unbelievable. I'm sure she was looking at it every day. She was sometimes asking where I am. She knows where I am, by the way. She was double-checking, you know?" Sarper told the cameras. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 commented on Sarper and Shekinah's issues online and criticized the latter for lying to Sarper about the tracker situation. Believe Shekinah and Sarper's wedding drama on 90 Day Fiancé shows they're not ready for marriage. 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 Episode 17 aired on June 8, 2025, and featured several couples preparing for their big day. While some moved forward, others hit emotional roadblocks. One such couple was Shekinah Garner and Sarper Güven, who found themselves dealing with disappointment over their wedding venue, emotional breakdowns, and trust issues. In my opinion, Shekinah and Sarper's wedding chaos reflects deeper issues that go beyond cold feet. From emotional outbursts to tracking each other's movements with AirTags, their interactions felt more reactive than intentional. Despite their efforts to move forward, These signs indicate unresolved issues with trust and compatibility. This episode also highlights Aaliyah and Sean's delayed ceremony, Mina's emotional call with her son, and Amani's heartbreak over Eni's choice. But it was Shekinah's tears and Sarper's confession that he had to convince himself to get married that stood out. Fans saw how Shekinah's dream of an elegant wedding ceremony turned into disappointment when the room didn't meet her expectations. Sarper's hesitation and Shekinah's breakdown raise red flags in 90 Day Fiancé. In this episode titled Too Late for Love, Sarper told producers, "I have cold feet for sure," just before arriving at the venue. In my opinion, his comment wasn't just about typical pre-wedding jitters, it was a clear sign that he wasn't emotionally ready to take this step. Sarper appeared to be convincing himself to move forward, saying, "I'm doing my best to convince myself that I have to get married." This kind of internal conflict indicates hesitation that could carry over into their married life. Meanwhile, Shekinah was focused on making her vision for the ceremony come true, but was devastated when the hotel room she imagined as her wedding space turned out to be worn and underwhelming. "This is making me really sad," she told Sarper, after noticing the ruined floors and outdated decor. Her emotional reaction, though valid, left Sarper feeling even more unsure, with him calling it new drama during a confessional. The biggest red flag, in my opinion, was when Sarper discovered that Shekinah had attached an AirTag to his keys. Sarper saw it as controlling, and it reinforced a lack of trust between them. Rather than working through these issues calmly, both seemed overwhelmed and emotionally reactive, making their decision to proceed feel forced rather than mutual and confident. Their effort to make it work seems forced, not natural in 90 Day Fiancé. What stood out most in this episode of 90 Day Fiancé was the gap between their approaches to the relationship. Sarper was filled with doubt, and Shekinah was trying to salvage the ceremony through last-minute adjustments. After rearranging furniture and contacting her planner, Shekinah admitted she felt a bit better, but the emotional damage had already been done. This episode wasn't their first conflict, but the intensity of this breakdown, right before the wedding, revealed how fragile their connection might be. Shekinah's desire for a unique, elegant setting clashed with Sarper's growing anxiety, and rather than leaning on each other, they were stuck in their own frustrations. While Shekinah wants a dream wedding and Sarper wants to be sure he's making the right decision, they're not showing signs of mutual emotional support. In relationships, especially marriage, it's not just about pushing forward, it's about feeling secure, respected, and understood. In my opinion, neither of them displayed that in this episode of 90 Day Fiancé, which raises doubts about whether they're truly ready for marriage. 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Episode 17 Recap. Shekinah cries before her bedding with Sarper. Alone with myself and Nulla, 90 Day Fiancé's Julia Tubkina attempts to restart her life after loss of son. 90 Day. The last resort star Julia Tubkina is trying to make a fresh start and working to get her life back on track after her son recently died. Julia used to work multiple jobs back home but had to work on a farm when she moved to America. While it was something she didn't quite like, Julia discovered her love for dogs via Brandon Gibbs' parents, who had been breeding European-imported German Shepherd dogs. Soon, Julia became a professional dog trainer. She adopted Simba and raised him as her own child. Unfortunately, Simba recently passed away. Julia losing her beloved dog Simba was like her losing a family member. She's been grieving silently, and fans wait for her social media updates to gauge how she is doing. Julia's latest Instagram story brought some relief to 90 Day Fiancé fans who've been worried about her well-being. In the post, she shared a sweet photo of herself with one of her beloved dogs. Julia had named both Simba and Nella after characters from her favorite movie, The Lion King. While Simba came first, Nella was adopted later and holds just as special a place in Julia's heart, just like a child. In the photo, Julia puckered her lips, leaning in to kiss Nella. She captioned the post, "Alone with myself and Nella," hinting at a quiet, reflective moment between them. She included a song called Reset, Restart, Refocus, seemingly indicating how she plans to move forward after losing her pet. What Julia Tubkina resetting her life means after loss of son. How Simba helped Julia through loneliness and life in America. Simba has been an important part of Julia's life since she arrived in America, and she has often shared posts highlighting their close bond. When Julia first moved to the US, she had no family or friends, making Simba her first and only companion. She once referred to him as her son and shared that he followed her everywhere, calling him a true mama's boy. Fans who have followed Julia over the years have seen their special connection unfold on social media. Even during the ups and downs of her relationship with Brandon, Julia had always been open about not wanting children. But she recently revealed a doctor once told her she may never be able to get pregnant. Her choice not to have